In what was billed as one of the biggest days in the state's college football history, Mississippi and Mississippi State did not disappoint on Saturday, each scoring an upset over an undefeated opponent. In Starkville, 12th-ranked Mississippi State, led by the dynamic quarterback Dak Prescott, dominated 6th-ranked Texas A&M, 48-31. And in Oxford, 11th-ranked Mississippi scored 2 touchdowns in the game's final 5.5 minutes, to rally past 3rd-ranked Alabama, 23-17. It was a remarkable ending to a week-long celebration for the Bulldogs and the Rebels, who have had snippets of success over the last 40 seasons, but have struggled to make a dent nationally or in the Southeastern Conference. For now, that has changed. Ole Miss and Mississippi State, each 5-2 overall and 2-2 in the seconds, sit atop the Seconds West, perhaps the more powerful division, in what is widely considered the nation's most powerful conference. Both teams will almost certainly move into the top 10, when the national polls are released Sunday. The Rebels earned their spot by ending a 10-game losing streak against the Crimson Tide, one of college football's most dominant teams. Nick Saban, who is his 8th year as the team's coach, has won 3 national titles at Alabama. The Rebels trailed by 14-3 at halftime, but Bo Wallace threw 3 second-half touchdown passes to pull out the victory, his 34-yarder to Vince Sanders with 5 minutes 29 seconds left, tying the score at 17-17. After Ole Miss recovered a fumble on the ensuing kickoff, Wallace connected with Jalen Walton for a 10-yard score with 2:54 left to put the Rebels ahead, 23-17. Alabama blocked the extra point attempt, giving the Crimson Tide some hope. But cornerback Senkez Golson sealed the Rebels' victory, intercepting a Blake Sims pass in the back of the end zone with 37 seconds remaining. "The feeling is indescribable right now," Golson said, adding, "We played an incredible game." Ole Miss's third-year coach, Hugh Freeze, said on his post-game radio show, "It is one of the greatest victories in the history of our school. There have been games in Mississippi with more at stake, like the 2003 showdown, in which Eli Manning and the Rebels lost to Louisiana State, 17-14, in what amounted to an Seconds West championship game. But there has never been a fall Saturday in Mississippi quite like this one, with 2 games of this magnitude played back-to-back, separated by 100 miles of countryside. I really do think it is the biggest college football Saturday we've ever had in Mississippi," said Rick Cleveland, a former sports writer and editor, who is now the executive director of the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame. The build-up began when Mississippi State upset LSU on September 20. When Ole Miss beat Memphis on September 27, to move to 4-2 for the first time since 1970, the stage was set for a block party the likes of which Oxford and Starkville rarely see. "I can't even tell you how many reporters I've talked to this week," Cleveland said. ESPN's College Game Day took its cast to Oxford for the first time, setting up in their Grove, the 10-acre park in the middle of the Ole Miss campus. The show was set to begin at 8 a.m. By 6:30, before sunrise, tens of thousands of fans were packed shoulder to shoulder. The Seconds Network held its pre-game show, Seconds Nation, in Starkville, where Mississippi State coach Dan Mullen was reunited with Tim Tebow, the star quarterback turned sportscaster. Mullen was the offensive coordinator at Florida when Tebow and the Gators won 2 national championships. He has often compared his current quarterback, Prescott, to Tebow, and the nation got to see why on Saturday. Prescott, a fast and elusive 6'3" junior who started 7 games in 2013, threw for 2 touchdowns and ran for 3, completing 19 of 25 passes for 259 yards, and carrying the ball 23 times for 77 yards. Mullen, talking to reporters after the game, teared up when asked to compare Prescott and Tebow. "They re winners, and they re leaders," Mullen said. "I don't know if you can have a better trait in life than that." When he was hired 6 years ago, Mullen promised fans that the Bulldogs would compete for championships, and he took the Bulldogs to 4 bowl games in his first 5 years, as well as 4 wins over Ole Miss. but his teams have struggled against the second's top teams, and last season, as Mississippi State sputtered to a 4-6 start, some fans started to wonder if Mullen was going to be able to deliver on his promise. The program last won in second's title in 1941, and has played in the second's championship game just once in 1998, since the seconds went to two divisions in 1992. Still, the Bulldogs rallied to win their final 3 games of 2013, including an overtime win over favored Ole Miss and a rout of Rice in the Liberty Bowl, and have now won 8 consecutive games. Today was special. Mullen told reporters Saturday. "This is so rewarding, seeing everyone buying in. The fans believing in us is special.